Hey guys, it's Nassim here. Now, I've been using the Apple Watch SE for a little over a year now, and after using it day in and day out, there was one statement that kept coming to my head whenever I was thinking about my use of this product. And that statement is, I think that the Apple Watch SE is the best Apple Watch that you can get in terms of value. And I say that because when you think about it, the Apple Watch SE does every single thing that the Apple Watch Series 7 does at a much cheaper price. The SE has an amazing display, just like the Series 7. The SE has an amazing software, just like the Series 7. The SE has great durability, just like on the Series 7. And the SE has great functionality, just like on the Series 7. And yeah, you can say that the S7 has more sensors and a slightly bigger screen, but if I'm being honest, the average consumer doesn't really care about that type of stuff. All the average smartwatch user needs their Apple Watch to do is to be an extension of their iPhone. They want to make calls, send texts, get notifications, use Apple Pay, etc. And all of the basic things that the average person does on the Apple Watch SE does it perfectly fine. So that's why I will continue to say that the Apple Watch SE is the best watch that you can get in terms of value. You don't need to spend a crazy amount of money to get the quote unquote coolest features that you won't even use. You can instead get the watch that looks and performs great while also saving you over $100. And alright you guys, I'm done ranting about how great the SE is compared to the Series 7. And instead, I wanted to give you guys my experience as to why I think that the SE is a great standalone watch that is also a must buy. And now the first thing that I love about using my Apple Watch SE for over a year now is the surprisingly amazing software. Like right here, you can see the 3 rings. There's the calorie ring that lets you know how close you are to hitting your calorie goal. The exercise ring that lets you keep track of how many minutes you're exercising, and finally the standing ring, which is pretty trash in my opinion, but it lets you know how long you've been standing all day. Also, I wish Apple could allow us more freedom to remove certain features. And the health feature on this watch really helped me overall be much healthier because every day I wanted to close my rings so that I could feel somewhat more accomplished. And there were even days where I would try to get an extra workout in just to close my calorie ring, or even on my days off where I was doing nothing but relaxing and I would end up working out so that I could try to close some of my rings. And I feel like Apple did a really great job with the health app because there's nothing more satisfying than completing a goal and seeing those bars fill up. And another great thing about the health app is that you can have competition with other users who have an Apple Watch. Like right here, you can see that it tracks not only my progress, but it tracks my dad's progress. And there was a period of time where I wanted to beat him every single competition, but at the time he did have a trainer, so I had absolutely no chance. But it's little things like that that made the health app much more enjoyable, which resulted in me not only living a healthier lifestyle, but using the watch every single day. And another thing that I really loved about the OS was the fact that it had many features that made my life pretty easy. Like for instance, I'm the type of person that doesn't use my phone or any other alarm to wake me up because of the extremely loud sounds. But with my Apple Watch, I set an alarm on it and it wakes me up by tapping me on the wrist, which is way more peaceful. I wake up feeling more energized, more fresh, and it just makes waking up feel much more easier. And the only problem with using your Apple Watch as your alarm clock is the fact that you have to sleep with it on, and that gets really uncomfortable at times, but after a while you get used to it, so it's not that bad. Now the next feature that I loved about my Apple Watch SE after using it for over a year now is the fact that it made receiving notifications much easier. And what I mean by that is that before I had my Apple Watch, I would get a lot of notifications that were either spam or unimportant, and a lot of times I could feel my phone vibrate and pull it out thinking that it was an important notification, but it wasn't, and I would have to put my phone back in my pocket. But once I got my Apple Watch, all I had to do was lift my wrist up and see the notification, and if it was important, I would take out my phone, but if it wasn't, I could simply ignore the message with minimal effort. And one of the final features that I really loved about my Apple Watch SE after using it for over a year now is the fact that I could make phone calls and text messages just using my phone, which is a pretty underrated feature. Like whenever I was at work and someone calls me, but I'm not able to pull my phone out, all I have to do is decline and leave them a message. Or whenever I was going on a run and someone would text me, all I had to do was use my voice messaging to get back to them whenever I was done. And there were many situations where my SE would help certain things easier that would have been difficult had I not had one. And the last and final thing that I love about my Apple Watch SE after using it for over a year now was the pretty great battery. Now, if I'm being honest, the battery on the SE was one of my favorite parts about the watch in terms of hardware. I would usually end my days with about 30%, which was pretty great to me. The only thing that I didn't like about the battery was the charging speeds were pretty slow, but I'm not complaining too much since it is a watch running at a cheaper price. But overall, it's a good battery, it's still able to hold its own, and it is good enough to last you throughout the day, which was pretty great for an older watch. But again, these are the reasons why I think that the Apple Watch SE is the best Apple Watch that you can get in the series. Everything you will ever use in a smartwatch, this one has. Great battery, check. Great software, check. Great features, check. And a new look, check. And the fact that you can get all of this for such a cheap price is pretty astonishing to me. And there it is, you guys, my final review of the Apple Watch SE after 1 year of use. Now let me know down in the comments, do you think that the Apple Watch SE is the best watch in the Apple lineup? Let me know. And if you guys made it to the end of this video, I'd like to say thank you for sticking around, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe, it'll be very appreciated. And as far as social media, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.